Hey everybody, it's Mike from Cup of Rad with
Katie.
And that's right, it's episode 75.
Wow. That's like a milestone.
It is.
For some reason, 75 is deemed as a milestone.
So what's even more incredible about this is Quarantine Journal Edition. Uncut, unraw, everything's wacky and weird on this week of Cup of Rad. So, I've been doing a lot of school this week. It's my last module.
It's
finishing that up.
Wow. I can't believe it's already at the end. Like it was like right in the thick of it, taking forever, and then all of a sudden, oh, by the way, it's done.
Well, there's still 8 weeks of practicum that I have to figure out.
Yeah, I know. And
well, I don't have to figure it out. It gets figured out for me, but it doesn't get figured out until things open up again. So
until that you have to experience.
Yes. So like I'm done class, but it's like pause. So at the end of this week,
which is weird. It's like you're really going to be going back to school. It's like you get a really long summer vacation.
Yeah.
You get to experience it along with all the other people where it's like, I hope you remembered all the knowledge because now you're really going to get put to the test. It's going to be great.
My job interview is 8 weeks and I'm going to have been, out of it for a whole bunch. But that goes for everybody though.
Oh, I know, right?
Everyone's been out of it for so long. So, so we didn't really watch a whole lot.
Yeah, because it was all about project and that was the first and foremost, but that's all done. So
now it's just exam.
Yeah.
So,
and so that's, we've just been watching bits and pieces of things and So what type of things?
So this week here, let's quarantine drill. So we're in the midst of still a pandemic.
Yes.
And it's been said and talked about, blah, blah, blah. And, people staying home, which is awesome, trying to flatten the curve and all the jargon that we need to throw at things, right? So the big, with all that is what are we looking forward to when everything opens up? So what are you looking forward to once everything opens up and you can go do?
Starbucks.
Well, you could still go through the drive-thru.
No. Okay, so
worst interview ever. Like,
no. No, a few things that I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to being able to go to the movie theater again. I am looking forward to being able to go to the mall, and being able to go and actually experience, like, say, going to Spent Grounds or Coffee Place and actually being able to be there and be among other people that are not out, that are outside of our little bubbles, right? Feel that bit more of a freedom to move around for things. Because as much as I'm still working and I still have contact with people, I have a very limited contact with people, right? And then it becomes it's always the exact same thing. So that concept of those random meetings, that it's not so difficult to go to the store or all those types of things. So what about you? What are you looking for?
I think it really just the idea of being able to lay back and enjoy browsing.
Yeah. Not having to know exactly what you need and that's it.
Yeah. Get in and get out. Like it's like the worst date ever. It's not enjoyable. It's stressful.
We were talking about something at the pet food store, and looking for our cats. And we're like, but I don't know what I need, what I want. I can't just go and look over there because I have to be able to just walk in and tell them what I need. And
they give it for you.
We're people that like browsing for things, right?
Oh, totally. So I think that's one thing that I'm looking forward to. Just being able to look around and all that. I've got a complete toy bug right now. I'm longing for something new.
Every day I get a couple links of things. By the way, Katie, this would be cool.
Well,
I mean, and by the way, this is not a new thing for him. This is a normal thing.
No.
But it comes in spurts, and right now it's like really heavy.
It's really heavy because nothing really
because you could browse online, and that's the only place.
Yeah,
right?
that's the only way. And then you can see everything that's available, and then it makes it worse because you're like, everything's available to me.
I want it all. But yeah, I miss like the idea of looking for clothes. The concept of, well, I might be running out of something, but what if I don't want to get the exact same thing I had, Yeah. And it is important what we're doing and making sure, and it sounds funny to complain about it, but it's a very small sacrifice because I know there are people that have been hit very, very hard and countries that have been hit very, very hard. So it is definitely a serious thing, but it's strange to think about then how much of our world depends on our freedom of movement and being able to go about and do all this stuff. And you realize how much you really do miss it when it's gone. There's some things that it's been enjoyable to kind of even just spend more time at home, being able to watch more movies, those types of things. But, for me to be randomly, I say Starbucks, but to go and and do that more frequently has been more difficult. Honestly, I feel a little bit lazy. I don't want to deal with the drive-through traffic. Drive-through traffic on a normal day is bad at Starbucks, and I just don't know if it's going to be horrible. So this is the longest I've gone without Starbucks. And it's weird. I kind of want to see how long I can actually do it now.
Oh, now it's a challenge.
Yeah, because I'm not giving up beer, so I'm just swapped it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where as much as it does suck that you can't go and do certain things and all that, I think it's still important, and I don't think it's necessarily loss of freedom.
Yeah.
I think it's the idea of trying to stop something from getting worse.
Well, it's a sacrifice that's worth it.
Yeah.
It's if me staying home, you staying home, it's unfortunate schools are closed, but think of how many people then it's not touching and interacting with, and how many, it's not just a few people, it's not hundreds of people, it's thousands of people that possibly could be saved, not just not sick,
hundreds
but
of
saved, and that's an important number.
Yeah.
And it's worth it. So
there's a certain amount of survival of the fittest that we need to have, and this is not one of them. Right?
Yes.
If we can do something to not die, why not?
Right. And so, it's really great that so many of these businesses have still found ways to keep offering things for people. Like Spent has been, you do online ordering. They've been delivering. They have curbside pickup. I was able to walk in, just grab a box and go. So you can still, get a lot of your same stuff and still support these businesses, and with a much safer interactions or very little interaction. So it's been great. The ingenuity that companies have had to experience. So there is a benefit that finding, how many of these companies didn't have an online portal that maybe could help them increase their reach in the future. You never know, right? And so that's really awesome. There's a bonus that could be come out of this. So.
Yeah, that's so true.
But speaking of browsing things, we did stop by Toy Traders.
I didn't.
I didn't. He was doing his project, but I had to go and pick up some food in Langley there. So I was like, I'm right there. You know what? I need to go in there. And
well, you'd seen the flyer too, and Kiddo knew there was a Pokemon Pop.
And they're very conscious there. It's been totally dead the 2 times we have gone since all of this happened. They had protocols in place. The door was propped open. I literally didn't touch anything other than the box that I purchased, which was great, actually. I didn't ever feel like there was any sort of interaction problem. It was definitely worse going to a regular grocery store, by all means. Like, that is horrible. So this was great that I felt totally fine. And Kiddo was super excited for the Funko Pop of Vulpix Pokemon. So I had no idea that he would have been so excited, but he was dead set, like, no, this is what I want. And he was so happy to see it. So we picked that up, which has been great. So
yeah.
You know what he wanted to? He wanted to buy you a hot toy, though.
I don't know which one. Did he even say what one he wanted?
No, he's like, we got to look at the hot toys. I was like, why? He's like, because we should surprise Dad with a hot toy. No, I'm not going to surprise him with a hot toy. If there was a hot toy that I knew we've been thinking about, like, seriously, and being like, maybe we just, should we get it or not? I'm like, there's not even anything like that. I looked desperately to find you something, and there was nothing.
Yeah, and I kiboshed one of the things you had said, but I still have my wish list of the Mezco 112s.
Yeah.
Definitely looking at breaking into those more. I've created my little wish list.
Well, they're really awesome figures.
They're like little mini hot toys.
Yeah.
Right? As I told you, I would like to get into the X-Men because the X-Men just look so cool. The Wolverine and the Cyclops, but I need a bad guy. I can't have a good guy and not a bad guy. Like, it just seems like that. Like, so
must fight something.
Right. And so that's what I've been looking at. I've been looking at those more and more. And I noticed that how many of the Bat villains are coming out over the next year.
Yeah.
Two-Face and Harley and Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, you really want that one.
Those would be a great set because we have the Batman and we have the Catwoman and the Joker. So we're
going to get Harley. So naturally, it makes sense. Now, if only they would bring out a Poison Ivy.
Yeah, right?
Then I could finally have my sirens.
But with that, I saw that they're bringing out a Supreme Knight. And it's like an old man Bruce, and he's a lot more bulky than the Sovereign Knight. But the preview exclusive has like blue accents and gold accents, so I'm thinking that might be something.
Well, yeah, it's cool because it looks so different than the one you have.
Yeah, right.
And it's different style, different, the body shape, the coloring, everything about it. So it definitely makes sense. Yeah,
he's got the big like brass knuckles.
And he's old man too.
Yeah, old man one. So my wish list continues to grow. There's tons of Dragon Ball figures that I've been looking at too, and
yeah,
that list is growing and growing. And
see, my Sailor Moon stuff is just like the elusive one that I need. I don't have anything new, so that's why I like Harley and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And eventually, hopefully, that Wonder Woman shows up.
Yeah, that's supposed to be still for fall.
So we'll
comic-y.
So I have a few things there.
So always something to look forward to, though, right?
Right.
So, but what have we been watching? What have we been watching? What did we watch today that just put you through the meat grinder?
Oh my god. Okay, so we've talked already a bit about the documentaries that we watch on Disney Plus. So Mike finds this Hostile Planet documentary. And I figured, okay, this will be cool. This will be about like
It was just from last year too.
things that animals overcome in these. So it had mountains and so like extreme temperatures or climates, right? Okay, this will be fun. It was horribly sad and unnerving. It was a beautiful show. Beautifully cut and I can't believe that some of these shots, like seriously, drone masters here. But I had to stop looking a few times because the poor baby animals, the survival rate of animals is devastatingly low. And it's impressive to see how much animals and everywhere else are put through this test of survival, and so many of them don't make it, and they do live in such extreme environments. And like there was these little baby geese, like they were geese,
they
right?
were geese, yeah.
Their nest is 400 feet in the air on this giant pillar, and they have to get to food within 3 days of them being born, and it's a mile away down in the valley. They can't fly. They
jump.
Literally jump off to follow their parents. They jump off this thing, and you watch this poor thing like pinball down this cliff, and it was so horrific. And the one survived and then got taken away and stolen with this giant crow thing. And then one didn't make it. 1 out of the 3 survived. And then they tell you afterwards that, by the way, barely do they live longer than a month.
Yeah.
I was like, there is no hope in this show. All my hope has been drained. It was just the what animal and the desperation that animals do when their instinct to go and chase things. Like this snow leopard just leaped off this cliff
and just tumbled
with this thing
down the hill.
And it was
locked onto this thing, and it just flipped and tumbled.
When you watch something, you're like, oh no, oh god!
It was actually pretty painful to watch as the animals would bounce off rocks just like a rag doll.
It was so heart-wrenching. Like I could handle them fighting each other better. Like those monkeys were like lion monkeys. They like this show of aggression. They had this upper lip that
was like straight out of Predator.
They would pull this up, and it was like their face was peeling off,
pulled up over, to bear like the meat of their snout to show off their tusks more.
Oh my goodness, nightmarish right there. Like,
yeah,
Mother Nature has already thought of all the scariest things in the world.
Well, yeah, because these monkeys look like lions.
Yeah.
And then their face peeled back to reveal their teeth.
Sharp, pointy teeth.
Right?
So, we watched Nature.
Yeah. And see, so because she was all like, well, they're not going to do anything to the baby elephant.
No, Disney won't do anything.
So then I was like, here you go. Here's some real nature.
And it was brutal and heart-wrenching. And I'm interested to watch another one of them, but there were so many dead animals.
Well, what was...
And you know what? My son leans over and he just starts singing The Circle of Life to me. And I was like, dude.
The golden eagles, they were fighting over a fox carcass.
Yeah.
And that was pretty epic. The only thing that was hilarious was that they throw on knife fight sounds, like unsheathing of swords. Yeah, that was pretty weird.
Just so you know how sharp their talons really are. So yeah, we've been watching
a lot of documentaries.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's because, the way the world is set up, kiddo doesn't really want to go to bed as easy. So it hasn't been as much on the movie front. But we have gotten to watch Harley Quinn is back for season 2.
This show was surprisingly good. Like, I didn't want to watch it.
Begrudgingly went to watch it, right?
Yeah.
Begrudgingly, not belligerently.
I like begrudgingly. That's a good word.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems like it fits with the show. It seems like something blunt and brutal and bludgeoningly.
Yeah.
I like it. Begrudgingly did not want to watch this show because I'm like, that's stupid. They're going to be horrible. I laugh at it a lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No.
I'm pleasantly surprised at it.
The cartoon Harley Quinn is, I think, better than the movie.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you know what? It was a certain amount of, I think I have a harder time in the comics with her being too much of her own person. Because it's still just a weird switch to me, but they've done a really good job actually in the show. I think better than the comics that I had been reading last. She's still a villain.
Yeah.
She still will just cold-hearted kill someone. She's not all like vigilante.
Yeah,
justice
she's
or
not on the
anything like that.
side of good. She's still
a bad guy, and I'm like, okay, I can handle this then. And they, it's been a little intense on how they're. Definitely not a Batman world and her trying to take over everything. And it's been a totally different reality where, the other villains are slowly been, taken away. But how
nice that you just say taken away when it's reality. She bit Penguin's face off and then killed him with his own umbrella.
Well, there's that too.
So.
Yeah. Well, yeah, see? Bad guy still.
Right?
Well,
it's not the Wreck-It Ralph moment.
Clayface and Dr. Psycho are hilarious.
Yeah, and King Shark.
Like, they're really awesome, fun side characters. And Poison Ivy is phenomenal. I love her in this. And because she's just enough of the snooty, but she's still nice, and she's so smart and real world feels. So, yeah, I really am happy with it.
We also got to check out the latest DuckTales.
What did you think about that?
It wasn't as good as the last one.
Yeah.
But it was interesting because it was definitely it was almost like it was to propel the series forward more.
A little bit more growth for the characters, right?
It led some more seeds of like what's going on, right? So, with the whole thing with Webby and her grandma.
Yeah.
Not knowing.
Well, it was a little less about foul and everything like that too.
Yeah.
And the interesting concept of a question of
what is because she said she was locked in the mansion for 10 years. And then you find out still that Beakley's still lying to her at the end. Yeah. Right. So it's like there's something going on there that you're not privy to yet. Yeah. So, but Greg Sipes and Hayden Walsh showed up as mer people.
They were.
Which was pretty awesome.
They were so awesome because
Beast Boy and Starfire, if you're not unfamiliar with the names.
Like hippie mer people finding their higher truth for things. And I love that Scrooge's truth was, no, you can't have my money, fool. Why are you even thinking about taking it? And it was just being honest with himself about it. It's like, no, I'm not willing to give it my possessions. Yeah. And they're like, okay, sweet. Now you're being honest. Yeah. Like, that's really cool, actually.
Well, it was a cool twist on it, right? Because you full on expect them to wanting to take all his money away from him. Yeah, exactly.
And so they weren't, because he was expecting them to all be evil, and they weren't. So it was a nice, simple episode. But yeah, that was a highlight for sure that the two of them were in for it.
So,
what else?
What have you been doing on your Instagram?
What have I been doing on my Instagram? The song challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been doing that. That was super fun, but stressful all at the same time.
Anytime you give a list to Katie,
it's stressful.
Here, list 5 of your favorite things in this room right now. Go.
You. Oh, you just totally shut him up. That was fantastic.
Not an elf on a shelf.
Oh, yeah, you are. I love my Ares figure from Wonder Woman. That is one of my favorite things.
One of the good things Mattel made.
Yeah, right. Let's see, what else? I'm looking. Well, I love the I can't remember, it's the sparkly colored animal thing from Fantastic Beasts, the Harry Potter Funko Pop. Okay. Like the giant phoenix worm bird thing. That one's pretty cool. And then I love my Jimmy Page action figure. So that one's 3. Old. That one's
that's an old NECA.
Yeah. I have a collector Barbie in a box up there.
What is the Barbie about?
I can't remember.
It's a mermaid.
It's a mermaid? Okay, see, I can't see the end of it, but I just know that it's really pretty. That's 4. And what else?
See? Give her a list. She panics.
See, there's too many things. I like the Dapper Sally and Jack. They're grouped together. Deal with it.
Group together, deal
There
with
you go. I managed to do that.
Yeah, awesome.
That was intense, man.
So anyway, we had to do, we didn't have to, but we decided to do for fun. There were the 30-day song challenge. It's still going on.
Because music is so important to us, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, you're sitting there like, yeah, I did this. You just made it, within an hour. And I was like, I spent 2 days on it.
Well, I also just went with my heart at the moment. I didn't really give too much thought. I lead with my heart, not my brain.
No, it's not me not knowing, like, overthinking it. It's me panicking that suddenly I can't remember what should be there. So maybe it is supposed to, I can't think of right off the top the right answer. But like, for someone, I did really well in school and I was never afraid of tests. But I full on panic when someone asks me something. Suddenly, all the information just dwindles away. So I had to find the stuff by looking through my Spotify.
I probably could do the challenge for a year and never double up on something.
Yeah, and see, I'm kind of interested. I almost kind of want to just do every month.
Because there's so many artists and bands and music and all that never has been able to touch on that because so that is something.
Well, so speaking of music here, Friday we had a rock lesson with
Little School of Rock.
It was awesome. So instead of watching, because we made some homemade pizza for dinner, and we kind of had to, we didn't have our usual sit down watch a movie because you were making it and kind of eating it as we were making it.
They were eating all the pizza while I was making it. I starved that night.
That is lies, and you know it.
That's slander, you
We
fool.
have learned better not to eat the food right from underneath the cook.
Yeah, they did that when I made homemade sushi one time.
Yeah, and we will never, ever be forgiven.
Never let it down.
So we did not do that. We shared that with him. But we decided we would, Kiddo had asked about hard rock type stuff, and we started talking about
metal.
Yeah, for some reason, like, he has never been a rock person. Like, he freaks out when there's too much guitar and drums. And
You're just too damn loud.
Something Radke had come on the band, right?
Radke, they did a cover of "Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone."
Yeah, and so he recognized that, and then it turned into this whole big thing of.
Well, he had asked, he's like, "Well, isn't that a cover? Like, what's going on?" Like, blah blah.
Yeah.
And then so
we started digging into rock and like heavy rock and all these different genres for stuff, and I found all these songs that I remembered from when I was younger, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe I love this song." So I have now officially made a Katie's Rocking playlist on Spotify.
Nice.
And of adding some of my rock music to it, and I was just blaring the music on the way home.
We went over from Sabbath up to White Zombie to Manson, and we basically did a gauntlet of grunge to pop rock to heavy metal.
Yeah.
And when we got to heavy metal, I can't remember what band it was. And it was the hardcore metal, like
it was
just
the screamo rock. Yeah.
Right. And then I put something else on, and he just was like, "Wow, it just feels like spa music."
Yeah, I was
to what it was.
Right? Like it was and it was like still rock music, and it was so mellow. I think we went from that to like STP.
Yeah.
And it was Vaseline, so it's kind of more mellow with stuff, right? And I was like, wow, this is. So then after that, he's like, go back to the spa music.
Yeah.
Like, I'm done.
If a spa sounded like that, I would be there.
Right? So that's been fun. What's up next?
I don't know.
What else?
That's what it's been. It's just been with school and all that.
We're trying to entertain Kiddo.
Yeah.
And which is never ending.
Truth. So what you do something with him? You share something with him, video game wise.
Sims.
Yeah, and you've been building something new on there.
Yes, I decided, because every once in a while I feel like I need to build like a group of my favorite characters in there. Like I have Riverdale, I have Archie and Jughead and Veronica and Betty in my Sims. And the other day I felt the need to build Disney princesses. So now I don't know why. It seemed really weird when I said it out loud. Like, why have I never done this before? Why have I never made an Ariel? This seems strange. And now that I think about it, I also own the Island Living, and I could have literally made her a mermaid, and I have failed on that. And I cannot believe that I have not made her a mermaid. But that is okay. They live in the city. They live in an apartment. And,
So it's Little Mermaid or Disney Princess Sex and the City edition.
Yes. So I have, let's see, I have Ariel. I have Tiana. I have Rapunzel. And I have Princess Jasmine.
So what made you choose those?
Well, Jasmine and Ariel were always my favorite princesses. I think those were probably the two favorite movies, like
So
closest for them.
Two of the ones you grew up with. And
Yeah,
two of the
and then
ones you found.
Rapunzel, I fell in love with it immediately
Yeah.
watching Tangled. And then Tiana was, I really do like that story, and it's just, she's a unique personality. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wanted to round out the house. I'm like, sweet, I can thinking of their traits, right? And I had my eye on this one apartment for them to own, and it had a professional grade kitchen already in it. So I was like, I need a chef. So Tiana is being given a professional grade kitchen to do all of her wonderful cooking. So I try to make them as best as possible. So one, Ariel does have like spirit animal of the sea type personality traits. So there is that as well. So I haven't been able to play them yet because Kiddo I have a seasons pack. So every 7 days it changes to a different season in there. And so he was playing last and he decorated the whole house for Christmas. So I didn't want to play the game and have it go past the Christmas holiday without him getting to experience that and having to wait for another, 28 days in the game to come around. So I kind of just waited for him.
28 days later.
28 days later.
Like a zombie movie.
Right? But the seasons is fun because then you have all these different interactions for things, and they have different, like it will get cold and they'll suddenly freak out. They're not wearing a jacket or stuff like that. And they have to go out and rake the leaves, and they can go play in the rain puddles or play in the snow and have a snowball fight or water balloon fight and all that types of stuff. So it's fun. Sims is surprisingly, not surprisingly, I guess they're really promoting the heck out of it. All their expansion packs are on sale still because it's why not? Everyone's at home doing stuff and you're bored. And I saw they have it was just announced today they're doing another expansion pack, and it was like a fan voted thing, and they're going to be bringing knitting to it. So you can basically buy a pattern and knit these scarves and hats and sweaters and socks. You can either wear them yourselves or you can actually sell them in what their online portal of Flopsy is. And so you can have an online knitting Flopsy store to be able to sell to people. So they're going to be real life Etsy knitting stores on Sims.
That's fantastic.
I was like, wow, it's amazing what they can actually do on there now. It's so different. I've played so many different generations of Sims, and it's impressive how much you can actually do in there now and all of these different options. And so that's my gaming I've been doing. You haven't really been playing any video games at all, have you?
No, my PlayStation's useless.
It's not. It plays Disney Plus and nature.
Disney Plus. No, I've been using it for Funimation.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Watching Dragon Slayer. I've been watching Demon Slayer.
Dragon Slayer.
There's probably a Dragon Slayer.
Most likely.
But yeah, Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to watch up to where I've read and then start reading again. And then, of course, My Hero. We're watching that.
You guys caught up on that now, or are you still waiting on some?
We watched the sub because I didn't want to wait anymore. And then we went back and watched the dub of the one that they dropped.
Oh, okay.
So it was kind of interesting to see.
It's a pro and a con of having something caught up to real time, right? That now the world's stopped and everything, right?
Yeah, so it's definitely interesting. But My Hero got renewed for a 4th season, so that'll be fantastic.
Nice.
More will be coming. But besides that, I've just been dreaming about toys. I need a little toy action, some hot toy action in my life, but not actual hot toys.
Just spectacular toy action.
Yeah, spectacular toy action.
Nice.
So there you go. So if you think that I should start getting into more Mezco 112s, especially those X-Men, maybe just hit Katie up on the InstaWebs and be like,
what
come
about
on, just let Mike do this.
Oh, the messages are going to flood in. What about this? There's a 2-pack you want.
Oh yeah, there's a Popeye 2-pack. Popeye 2-pack that's coming out because I missed the first Popeye that they brought out, but this one has Bluto. It's Popeye and Bluto, but this is like an extreme deluxe version. So it comes with like his pea coat, and it comes with his rain slicker, and it's in like 4 heads and 6 pipes. And,
Yeah,
like it is.
I kind of
probably the
started
most,
like glazing over when kiddo was reading the list.
Yeah, and it just looks incredible because it's done in that hyper realistic cartoon style.
Yeah.
So Popeye's one of those characters that I've mentioned before, though it is, has a soft spot in my heart because it was something my grandfather shared with me. So, getting that 2-pack I think would be pretty dope because memories and, the fact that it's just,
Cool,
it looks really cool. And then in fact that it actually is Bluto too. It's the only way to get Bluto, so you could have both of them battling and all that. Because I've got the old like animated Mezco Popeye. And I went to go take a picture of it today to do something with it. And it has like no articulation. It's like, So yeah, that would be pretty cool. So we've been also watching What We Do in Shadows.
Oh yeah,
because that's back. That's hilarious. Freaking love that show.
Show's so funny.
And then I started watching Community on Netflix. That showed out.
Yeah,
that's been pretty funny.
That one was surprisingly like it's got that just enough of an edge and charm. It kind of fits like an Office feel where some people are kind of douchebags and some people are funny.
Yeah,
and it's
the one character in it actually plays Huey. And you can hear his voice in it, so it's pretty weird.
Yeah, I closed my eyes. I was like, now I can't unhear it.
Right?
And it's totally not at all what I would have expected him to look like, which was just hilarious. And I was just waiting for him to go off about some guidebook.
Right. Junior Woodchucks.
That's funny.
But that being said, we just want to stop by and say, hey, how you doing? Hope you're all doing well. Have a quick little episode, a little quarantine journal, so we can all remember how bored we were in this week. We'll take a moment here. Hey, how you doing? Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, we'll all get through it. That's good. Okay. Well, here's an imaginary hug and, have a good day. So, that's for you there. You just fill in your answers there and hopefully it works out for whatever you're dealing with at the time. But we have coffee and, Spent Grounds Pop Tarts to eat, and I'm kind of hungry still. So
peace
we're
out.
We're gonna peace out. We're gonna come back because school's over for me, and we've got an episode coming next week.
Yeah.
We have one of 2 ways we're either gonna go with this episode.
We don't know what's gonna happen, man.
But we got plenty of time to watch things because with me ending up at school, I'm pretty much just in sleep pants now. So that's going to be friggin' fantastic.
Yeah, I know you're super excited about that.
Yeah, I am going to binge watch something. And
there is going to be a day I'm not going to get off the couch, right?
Yep. Yeah. So.
Well, one of these days I have to binge watch a bunch of My Little Pony. So one of these
I don't know why you're waiting on that. Like
I have like 15 episodes of My Little Pony to watch.
You just stopped. Oh, yeah, we were watching Lion King and the Lion King.
Lion King.
Thundercats Roar. And now you and Kiddo are running around the house and going blah, 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 like running into each other.
Don't forget the squiggly noodle arms. I don't know why. It was like the funniest thing possible last night. I don't know why.
Yep.
But yes.
Quarantine.
Things have gotten weird, man. Yeah. But Thundercats Roar, I love that show so much more than I would have possibly imagined. Okay, good stuff.
But stay rad, dudes, and
thanks for joining us, everyone, and have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening. Want more rad content? Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And don't forget to subscribe, rate us, and leave us a review.
And remember, be excellent to each other and party on, dudes!